Is this okay?
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm gonna sit next to you.
Okay. So do you want me to move this way or this way?
I'm a righty. That doesn't.
I'm a lefty.
Oh,
What are you?
Look at that.
Yeah, what are you? Cass, what are you? Lefty, righty? Righty.
Righty.
Yeah,
oh, it
I'm
took me a
lefty.
second. I was
I'm a
like,
lefty.
awesome.
And it's funny, I like this profile better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's this one better. I can arc this eyebrow, but I can't really arc this one.
Oh, wait, so do you want to switch?
No, it's okay. I guess I'm better at interviews on the right.
Did you start FIT?
No, oh, no, that's Christine.
That's Christine. So you're still in high school?
Oh, no, I'm at BMTC.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I knew that. Sophomore or freshman?
Freshman.
Are you guys allowed to have internships?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk
Whoa.
after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, I started rolling, so I'm just going to edit this.
Okay, hi. Oh, we just had a whole conversation? Okay.
Hi, this is OMG It's Nova, and we're here with designer Stacy Igel. How are you?
Oh my God, you pronounced my name right.
You're the only one,
like the bird. I'm great. How are you?
Good.
OMG.
It's Nova.
It's OMG It's Nova. That's so cool.
Thank you so much. How was
Oh,
your
wow.
fashion show?
No,
it's really fun.
My fashion show, well, you were there.
Yes, I was.
And it was
fabulous.
amazing. And it's all one memory now, you know, it's like it goes prepare, and then you're there and you're working, and then it happens. But what's amazing with today is that we have video, so we live streamed it and then taped it. So I've watched it probably like 5 to 6 times since.
Were you satisfied?
When I watched that video, I am a self-critic, but I have to say that we did one run-through with the models and Wyclef and Chris Cab and Drina. One run-through, and I think you were there to see that. And I trusted Wyclef and his genius, and the whole team and the music production team to really make it work. So I never was concerned about that, that wouldn't work. And when we did the first run-through, it worked. So when I actually saw it, the 5 times after that, actually looking at it, it was like a real production. It was a real show. So with the musical component in it. So I've had the live performance where someone comes off the stage and then the show begins and we put it to a DJ and have music that we sync up. And that I've sort of messed up in the past because you have to sync the music to the wall and then you have to re-loop the music. So there's a lot of prepping that, whereas live, I had the DJ, Sadek John, who's Wyclef's brother, who's another genius, so they made it work, and every song went perfectly with the models coming out, so I was in awe, I was like, is that my show? So yeah, it was a dream, and I had, one of the girls who works for me, Katie, was backstage calling the models. Well, when I was in front of the house making sure that was in line. So when she got the beat of the walk and how to call them, she was like a sergeant. I saw her when I was actually backstage with her. She was like, "No, go, now, go!" You know, like she just had it. She's a dancer, so she has the rhythm. So I was like, perfect job for her.
Awesome. Well, can you talk a bit about what Boy Meets Girl means to you?
Yeah.
What does the slogan mean?
Well, the Boy Meets Girl, I'm going to back up and talk about like how it evolved and then what it means.
Okay.
So when I created the logo, it was actually, I was just talking about you.
Well,
what are you doing here? What are you doing here?
What are you doing about me? How fabulous you were.
How fabulous you were.
Directing.
Yeah,
the fashion
say
show.
hi, Katie.
Oh, Monica.
So wait, we're on camera. Yeah. Okay, so Boy Meets Girl, so the history of the logo, and then I'll say what the name is and then everything that it means to me. So, I don't want to do this.
Oh, sorry.
No, you can tell her and then I'll start.
Sorry.
Let you guys go. Well, I'll wait.
Sorry.
I'll wait. I'll figure it out.
No, tell her.
No, I'll explain to both of us.
Okay. So, let's go back again. Okay. So, I was creating a brand identity, and I wanted to have a vision for the brand when I was creating it. So, the first time I went to dinner with my husband's parents, who was my boyfriend at the time, I walked into his house, and on his wall were like these pictures and silhouettes of him and his sister. And I had one when I was younger that I had just, like, over Thanksgiving seen, and I was like, oh, cameos, this is really cool, and I looked at his version and my version, and I was like, boy meets girl. And so the concept of that was not that it was us as the logo, but it was that first time you thought about something in your life, that first moment, that first memory, the energy you have when you do something with your best guy friend. So it was really about, that's where the name came about, and that's where the logo came about. And then we tweaked it. I gave him a little more hair, and I gave myself a cool ponytail. So something belongs on the wall. So that's where the name came. When I first launched the line, the first 6 years, Boy Meets Girl was the trademark logo and the name underneath my nickname, Dish. And then in 2006, I actually named the company Boy Meets Girl by Dish, and then 2007 dropped the Dish, because if you look around in here, and you can B-roll that, all the press in the early days was always covering the brand Boy Meets Girl.
Right.
So everyone's like, oh, that Boy and Girl, and the Dish was just, you know, with my baby, I was like, my nickname, I had to name my line my name. But that's how the name and the logo came about. But the actual, what Boy Meets Girl means, and what is the essence of Boy Meets Girl, is that it's really a girl who's confident, she's effortless, I can't speak anymore.
It's okay.
Yeah, but
Effortless.
how many interviews have I done? I can't still get it. She's effortless, cool, she's edgy, she's also demure, and she can be up down, she can be downtown, she's not one ethnicity. And she really makes a stand about what she believes in. So myself, Boy Meets Girl, and myself are advocates for fighting bullying in school. We work for Lower East Side Girls Club for education. I am a big advocate and also work with Young Survival Coalition for Breast Cancer. So there's certain different causes we work with, and that we, through myself and the brand, we promote so that we can get that out to our fans, that we're not just a clothing line, but we actually stand for certain causes. And one of the amazing things that's happened during New York Fashion Week, and we've had an opportunity to interview her today, was that I was able to have, through Explore Modeling, which is an incredible platform of how I got my models, that you didn't even have to ask me the question, I can answer it. I had Cassandra Bankson walking my show, who is someone who has been bullied in her life and has had an acne problem and overcame it and was able to walk in New York Fashion Week. So that's an amazing story to my New York Fashion Week, that I didn't know all this behind her when I casted her, because there was thousands of girls that had entered the contest and submitted videos and photos, and she was just someone I thought really went with the theme of the show. So not only the theme of the show, but the theme of the brand now. So, or always the theme of the brand. So it's amazing. I just gave you a mouthful. Hopefully I gave you it all.
What's the process like for designing for you? And I know you're inspired by music. Can you talk a bit about your favorite artists?
Yeah. Well, for this show, I was inspired by Bob Dylan and Joan Baez. I had read a Steve Jobs book, his book, the biography of Steve Jobs, and I've always been a Dylan fan. And in the book, they talked about how he was obsessed with Dylan as well, and how in order to get to Dylan, he had to date Joan Baez or something to get to Dylan, and he did date Joan Baez, and I was like, who's this Joan Baez person? I'd never, in all my research of Bob Dylan, I've read his books, I just never really grasped and knew about her. So that's how I sort of I listened to a lot of music while I'm designing, and then I also do a lot of research, and sometimes I'm influenced by films or American in Paris. So in this particular scenario, I'm very intrigued by Steve Jobs and technology and what's happening in the sphere, and I was like, who's this Joan Baez person? So I did a lot of research, and she's an incredible woman. So it was again like someone who stands up to basically freedom in the 60s, and helping Blacks and African Americans and Hispanics and speaking up, and she's just through her music, it's so powerful. So not only in her style and who she embodied and her cool hippie look, but she also stands for something. And so that's who was my muse, the girl muse, and of course Dylan was my boy muse, which is rocker chic and striking up revolutions and being crazy. So I've got my bohemian / rocker girl, and that's where it came from. So each collection has a different inspiration. In college, I did a lot more movie inspirations and old, Casablanca and American in Paris was my senior thesis, and then I worked for Ali Tahari, and we did a lot of trim stories and men's suiting inspirations, and then for Boy Meets Girl, every season is a different muse, so this one was really special.
What happens when you don't have inspiration? Does that ever happen?
You should bring my team in. I think I always have inspiration. It's a good and a bad thing. No, I'm always on the subway, in the shower, at an event, in the streets. My mind is always going.
Yeah. What was the most difficult part about starting your own brand?
Good. The most difficult part, I'm like, here we go. When you're a new young designer, it's very hard to find manufacturing resources. So, if you're making 100 of these pants, there's not a lot of people who are going to make 100 of those pants.
Right.
And so finding, and how do you grow a business if you can't make a few SKUs, right? So I started to make it by hand in the beginning, and then I needed to ship stores and make more volume, which at that time was smaller volume, so hundreds or 50s or 75s. And you have to find a lot of sources, and if you're a young designer, it's very hard to find those sources and who are going to believe in you as well. So it took me a long time to find the right manufacturing, resources, funding, belief, but I had belief from the buyers and the editorial side, which I'm very grateful to this day, but the structure of building a business from scratch is difficult. The other thing is I was 21 when I started, and I was a manager to people who were 21, and I had employees who were 40 and 50. So I had to learn not to be their friend, and that's very hard when you're like right out of college or right out of your first few jobs. And how are you going to be looked at as a figure to someone who's in their 40s, or are they going to look down upon you? So managerial skills took me like 10 years to master. I'm still learning.
And who has been the biggest support throughout these years?
I would say my family and my friends, my best friends and my family and my husband.
What's one thing that you can't live without? One thing. It doesn't have to be like technology. It could be a person. It could be a favorite cell phone.
Probably your creative mind.
Yeah.
Right. My brain. I would say, I'm going to get emotional, but you want to hug? That's my support of my family. I feel like I'm in Charlie Rose.
Just get it all out of you.
Yeah.
This is like a new Oprah.
This is Oprah. You got it here. You got me. Isn't it Oprah?
Yeah. Oprah always gets them. I know.
It's totally fine.
Can we go get you
for
some
being
tissues?
honest with me.
Yeah, my dad's sick right now.
Can we go get some tissues?
Sure. So, there's a lot of highs and lows in this business. So, I picked up the phone and called my dad. He always said, keep moving, keep going, don't be distracted by the competitors, who believe in you. So, I'm very thankful. great. Sorry.
Don't complain. Never
No,
apologize
I've
for
just been
your
working a lot. I haven't had a moment to go to therapy. I didn't go to therapy, so that's my therapy.
Okay, I understand. I'm a workaholic myself, so
yeah.
sometimes you don't even realize how something can be painful until, like, you sit down. Like, for instance, sometimes I break down when people ask me, like, are you okay?
Yeah, right.
I'm just like, no, I'm not.
Right. Jesus.
You know.
And he was interviewing us today on the AP, and he was trying to drill into me, and I was like, oh, you're not going to do it. But yeah.
Oh, was
mean,
he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like, it's a rough business, don't you think? And I'm like, you're not kidding me. You know.
What was he
like,
trying to get you to say?
I think he was just trying to be like, to stand, like, to work and show make a position and stand up for something in this, like, ruthless business.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to, like, get that out of me, so I was trying to do it in an eloquent way that wasn't, like,
It's so
against
terrible.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, poor Katie. Look like yeah, so, sorry, I can do that over. If you want me, you could say Oprah moment. Shannon and Oprah. But, yeah, so, anyway, support of your best friends and your family is key.
What's a life quote that you live
Thank
by?
you. Oh. Think, say, do is my motto. So you think it, excuse me, you say it, and you do it. And that's my like a hashtag or a trademarky idea that's on my Twitter, and it's also on my blog. And then also there's a quote that I'm not going to get right, but it's do not go where the path may, do not, oh shit. I'll have to send it to you. It's like, do not go where the path may go, go instead and leave a trail and let them follow. Something like that.
That's like the Robert Frost.
I think it is,
Yeah.
I think it's Robert Frost.
It's pathless travel.
Yes, I think so. So I always love that quote too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Like, I'm not done.
Yeah, that's amazing. You were so good. You're just gonna do big things with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being honest. Being honest with yourself. That's the most important.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Done and done. Now I get